So hello and welcome everyone to our team training on the 6th of August.
A very serious team training.
A very serious team training. We are graced by Liz the Foxy O'Brien.
Foxy O'Brien, that's right.
The whole story behind it that we're not going to go into. So there are a few things that I thought it'd be great to go through tonight, and we might have more people join us as we go. But before I get into that, is there anything, any questions or any kind of areas that anyone else would like us to explore that we can add to the little mini list of ideas that I had in my brain?
I would like to be able to approach BlackRock is bulging with beauty salon type places. I've tried approaching a few of them and have got nowhere. And have sent emails because the woman on the desk said, oh, you should, email the owner. And so that's what I did and never got a reply and don't feel capable don't feel comfortable going back in. So I would love to be able to approach practitioners and these kind of skincare, beauty, medical, blah, blah, blah places, please.
Okay. All right. We can, excuse me, brainstorm ideas around that. Anything else?
I thought I was going to take what you guys have been doing with the boxer and go talk to one of the boxing gyms.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll go through that well, I just want to capture the things first. So we'll go into that in more detail and share ideas and see if there's any other bits to add to that as well. We can update you since we all last got together. So yep. Any other?
I am going to go to Woofstock.
Woofstock.
No, Woofstock or Woodstock? Woofstock.
Woof.
You did say that, didn't you? Woofstock. So what's that? A pet?
It's all about dogs.
That's right.
So you'll take some of your laminated things to leave with people, or what are you thinking?
I'm probably just going to do cards and just talk to, well, I might take one thing, but I'm not going to take things to give them because then nobody gives me their phone number.
Okay. All right, let's chat through a Woofstock strategy as well. That's so cute. I love that. Wendy, were anything?
Nothing springs to mind just now. It'll come if there is.
Okay. All right. So before we jump into those couple of little things that I just wanted to update. I pressed
that's good. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did it. So since we were all last together, I've updated our resources page. So this is really one, make sure you bookmark it or save it or, have it tattooed on your arm or something so you can easily find it, because this is really the homepage for all of the things that we'll be sharing. So what I've done is I've added a drop down for flyers and forms. And so these are the flyers that we talked about when we were together last time. And these are generic ones. So if we go to the info and health tracker, you can see there's no details on that second page, which is why I've done the little, I've done the little video about how you can edit a PDF. So you put your own details on that before you send that out to people. And then I've also added the order form, which is a new simple version that we're using. It will end up changing once the, what are they calling it? Advanced Plus comes in. But for now, it's a really simple one. And again, you'd put your details down here, but as I've made a note, we would never really give anyone an order form. We would always, fill it out with them and fill out their details. And we've never had anyone concerned about giving their credit card. And I always say to them, you know, as soon as I've done this, I'll destroy your credit card details. People don't even ask. So, but if there was someone, let's say that you, for whatever reason, you were going to leave them a form, then all you would do is change your details in this bottom box here using the edit a PDF steps from the little video. And so what I've broken this down into the monthly order. I haven't even put the 149 because no one's really going to do that. So the monthly order that you can cancel at any time. What we're calling bulk wholesale, which are the brand partner packs. Actually, that's not the right one. This is the wrong form. Oh, no, there it is. Sorry. Yep, there is the retail there. So if someone wanted to do retail wholesale when they set up a monthly order, what their monthly order is going to be, and obviously if they're doing Eon, you would just make notes about that in the space. Customer details. You'll notice on the normal form it has what their website is, but you don't need to write that because you'll work that out, their URL and everything when you do it. And I don't always get date of birth because it actually isn't needed. And I think people sometimes feel more comfortable giving less information than more. So I don't always ask that unless I'm curious about how old they are, in which case then I do ask. And then the card details. So that's a new addition to that resources page. Does that make sense for people? Erin, you used it the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I went through it. So yeah, my only confusion was figuring out the wholesale and monthly order. And then when I read it again, it was like, oh yeah, that's the order you're setting up, the monthly order. They go together.
Yep, yep,
Um,
yep.
And
So,
oh, sorry, go on.
yeah, go on.
I was just going, my question was when you destroy their credit card details, in other words, you destroy this form
I'll show
because
you.
it's been set up online.
Actually, I'll show you what I do. I find it. Because I like to, so I have a folder that I keep all of my all of our orders in. And so what I do is when I fill it out and I put their name at the top and the date, and then once I put their card in, I just get my biro and I scribble all sorts of wiggly things so you'd never be able to read the numbers. But if you wanted to, you could actually just rip that bottom part off and keep the top.
Okay.
But because otherwise you don't actually have a record of their details unless you log into their account. And what you could do, though I tend not to because I use LastPass, you could actually keep their login, their username and password. You could write that on there for your own reference as well if you wanted to.
Yeah, I've kept the people that I've got in my 1Password thing. So yeah, okay. But I think it's definitely to destroy or scribble out the hard copy things. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's a new resource that's up there on that page. And the other thing, is there something? I think all of these others were here. Erin, and I haven't, Erin's added more to the stories, but I haven't had a chance to go in and format this with better headings to make it a bit easier. But where did you put, Erin, was that in the Google
it's
Doc?
in the Google Doc. So if you scroll down under selection, right there's where it all starts.
Ah, okay, great. Selection of testimonials. Yep, great. Good. Thank you. So that's, this is just such an amazing resource for us when we've got people asking questions or having particular things that we want to research. So we'll keep updating that, and I will reformat this page to make it a little bit easier to read and kind of jump to the different sections. I think that was all from last time. The other thing I just wanted to chat about is there's a couple of promos plus the Bahamas trip, which we're all going to be on together, is our plan. So there are two promos at the moment that run for August. One is when you rank up or help others rank up, you get bonuses, and these points will also go towards your Bahamas trip. And as I said in the messenger, for me, all of these kind of promos and things, they're just a nudge. I'm not going to try to make someone sign up just so that we can get the points to go to the Bahamas, and I know none of you would either, but it is just that incentive to go, oh, actually, yeah, I had been meaning to contact them. So if you haven't had a look at these yet, definitely worth doing. So that's the rank up to get bonuses, which is $1 amount for you and also for the person you sponsor. So it's an added incentive for them if they are going to be a brand partner. And this one is if you're signing up PC or PC Plus members, you get a $50 bonus again for August, September. So I'm assuming everyone here gets the LifeWave emails, don't you, with all of this info? But for any of the newer people who are watching this, if you don't, log into your back office, go up to, I think it's resources, and you'll find the section. No, actually, I think it's under your details, your profile, to choose to get the emails about promos and things. A lot of people turn off the emails, because we get so many of them, but these ones really are worth getting. So yeah, have a look at those. Any questions or any comments around or thoughts around these? No?
I heard the new comp plans being put back to October.
Yes. And they've done that specifically because they realized that the way a lot of people had been building their binary teams, that when the new comp plan in, they were going to take a hit with what they had been cut from what they're earning now to what they would earn under the new plan. Whereas the new plan is actually, in every other instance, going to be more rewarding for us all. And so rather than the company, which they could have said as well, yay, we get to save a bit of money, they pushed it out. And that's why the Bahamas cruise and all of these other incentives and promos are on, because they're really wanting to drive people to get their legs balanced so that when the new comp plan comes in, it'll work for everyone. So they've put all of that. So that won't happen now until after convention in October.
Could
So
we
for
go
now,
through,
we just
yeah,
keep
could we
doing
go through that sometime, Mary? I still haven't got my head
the
around.
new one.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
time. I think it doesn't matter because I just,
No, and look,
just
yeah, yep. We will closer to the time. There's not much point now because I think, given the current
might
one
tweak and
staying for
change.
so long, yeah, then we'll get too
Yeah,
confused
doesn't
about
take
which one we
much.
should be doing. But yeah, we will. We'll definitely
Yeah,
do a training, and I'll keep finding good training resources around that too that other groups have done, because there's so many doing good trainings.
So I think it was having builders on both legs. That was basically the pitfall for some of the existing people.
Yes, yeah, that's
So-
right. That's what Gayla said, wasn't it? Yeah.
So some people had only built their leg, and the leg that there was a sponsor leg, they figured that would just kind of do its own thing. So as long as none of us have that situation, then yeah.
No.
I think that the only other change is you've got to have a customer, and I can't remember if it's on both legs or just one leg.
Just yeah, because customers don't go on your legs, so you just
Oh,
need
that's
one
right.
customer.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you just need one customer, so that works. That's an
So I
easy
think
one.
after that, everything sort of works out, and it's for our benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think we will go over them and kind of get an idea, more of an understanding of it. But for me, it almost feels like until it goes in and I log into our back office and I can see it looking different, it's a little bit abstract. So we'll get the principles a bit clear with everyone, and then we'll see what happens. And actually, just talking about logging into back offices, as I was watching another team video just briefly this afternoon, and one of the Aussie teams, and Trevor was not our Trevor, another Trevor, was talking about he'd been watching some other team video, and the guy was sharing his screen. He said, "I just happened to be recording it at the time," and this is, look at this. These are numbers.
Oh shit!
Isn't that amazing? So that's the potential. So at some stage, and we won't necessarily go into it tonight, because I think it'd be great if there were more. And Tracy apologized because she's not feeling well. That where there was more of us here, that I really want us to spend some time getting some clarity around our why and what's our motivation for doing it. So, you know, $48,000 a week US would be nice, and we maybe don't need to be reaching for that, or not, we can, but unless we have a very clear reason for what it is we want to be achieving from sharing the patches for ourselves and also for others, because it needs to be, you know, kind of, that's a both sides of the bridge one. It makes it very easy for us to get discouraged or disappointed or put off when we don't get immediate responses that we like. So at some point we will dive into more about our motivation and the, you know, the energy behind what we're all personally, what we're all doing. But I think it'd be better to wait for more of us to be on that call for that conversation.
I will just say, after I listened to your generator statement that you posted, that usually something comes through.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so great. Okay, so let me just, well, because for people who are newer, let me find, oh, I've lost my screen again, so I can, yeah. Therapy. So for people that are looking for the generator statement, which is really about a belief, you know, managing and dealing with our subconscious beliefs, because it's all going to come down to our belief whether we make this work, if it works for us or not. There's no external force other than what's happening in our own brain. So what Erin is referencing is it's on the mindset under there, and oh, actually, I haven't added it. Thank you for reminding me. That was the other thing. So this is a great one. If network marketing feels yucky, that's a good subliminal to listen to. But I must make a note to add, I'll add it onto this page. And so it's a subliminal meditation that has lots of positive beliefs about being worthy to receive money, the being of services, you know, that we receive while we share with others, all sorts of great statements. And you can listen to it and read the statements for it as well.
I was just thinking, just on a point, I was just listening to it in the car today. It's a Bob Proctor conversation. And, you know, you see those figures there, 48,000, 51,000, like this. And, you know, there's the potential for that response to go, oh my God, you know, I'm envious of that person, which is a totally understandable emotion to have. And Bob Proctor was talking about, Earl Nightingale, and his response to that was, oh, that's fantastic. Somebody else has done it. So now I can do, I can actually probably better that. And so just a whole change in the mindset of it, because in some ways we're taught, how am I ever going to look at what they're doing? I don't know if I'm going to get there. And of course, energy reflects energy. So then flip it around the other way and go, oh, great. You know, so there's a path. There's someone is doing this right now. Well, then it's just the how part. It's just the, well, it's not even the how part, really. It's just the whole mindset part that keeps you, like Erin, doing the meditation, and then there's somebody shows up.
Yeah.
So it's it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, it's great. Great to be inspired by what's possible, what we decide. Okay, so they were the main kind of housekeeping-y things. So let's explore then how to approach practitioners, or let's separate them out, because it's going to be different, I think, depending if you're going to beauty clinics or you're going to practitioners. So which do you want to focus on, Bella? Which one's most?
I don't really have a preference, but I suspect that the beauty, skincare type places are going to be pretty receptive.
I think they would be too. And it fits more easily for them as a business rather than a practitioner, where they're going to be maybe, you know, kind of looking into it more. So I think this would be true for anything, is we work out the what's in it for them.
Yeah.
Why would they want it? Brainstorm what are the questions and hesitations they're likely to have, and then address those. So if we're looking at beauty stuff, then the fabulous resources we've got are the Adam Shiner, the plastic surgeon in the US, his videos, and which are on our YouTube channel, and to put together a little here's my thought, because this is what I've been kind of thinking of doing around here at some stage when I get time, is I'm going to put together a half A4, so something that size, with some before and after pictures of the changes that he gets when he uses the patches pre his intervention. I'd put a little bit of stuff about the science of copper peptide and what it does to the skin, and that would be it, actually. Kind of keep it really simple. And then I'm thinking what I would do is I'll laminate it, have my contact details on it, or our contact details on it, though you'll possibly do the gyms and I'll do the beauty salons, but we'll see how that works. Have contact details on it, laminate it, and then go in and talk to them and leave it with them and ask them, find out who it needs to go to, get them to pass it on to that person and say, when would be a good time to come back to talk to them and collect it.
The other, oh, sorry, go on.
I don't know if this is-
No, I'm just saying, yep, okay.
Yeah. Because I think that way what you're doing is you're giving them information, but it's not just a flyer that they'll throw away. If it's laminated, they're likely to keep it. And you say, I'm going to come back and get it.
Yeah.
And I think you'd want to, for those, because they're businesses, they're likely to want to sell them. They're going to be brand partners rather than just customers. So you want to have a little bit of a bit of information about how this might fit into their business approach. So, I think you'd go in with a curiosity question for them.
Yeah, my thought was I would go in and ask, do you do face peels? And then they're going to, because that's something that they're going to do. Do you do face peels? And they'll say yes. Oh, so how long? So if how long does it take to heal from a face peel? And then they're going to give you so many. Well, it takes 10 days or something like this. And so would it be beneficial for you guys if you were able to offer something that would reduce the time of healing on a face peel? Would that be something that's good for you? And then, yeah. And then you go, well, here's this video. Have a look at it and I'll call you in 2 days.
That's good thought. Which is the video? Oh, you mean give them the link to the YouTube?
So that's where you'd give them, what you'd possibly do is you'd have the picture on that little half page, and you'd have a QR code that would take them straight to the video, and you'd do the QR code so it takes them straight to a meaty bit in the video. So
There's a lot of advertising in that video.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And there's so he does have a couple of videos. Let me just because you want them to go away, David. Where are we? Doctors and health professionals.
Well, hello, everybody. My name.
Go away, Danny. Hang on, let me because there are a couple of his. So when you go to YouTube Your Light Therapy, all I did was I went to playlists and then doctor and health professionals. And then as you can see on the right here, there's all of them are listed. So if you scroll down, you'll find there's one of them. So that's a 21-minute one with Adam Shiner, plastic surgeon. Faster healing post-plastic surgery. So that's him. That's a 53-second one. So it might even be that little short that you
that could
send
be a
them
good
to.
one to do.
And then this is a longer one. This is the hour one.
So
whichever, so you want to pick out, and if you find a really good short bit and you think it'd be great to have this as standalone, well, then let me know, because I'm happy to edit it and add it and we can all use it as a resource. But let's say if we just use Danny, and I'm sure you all know how to do this, let's say, we say, oh, this really good bit's at 11 minutes in. Then when you click share to share the link, you click the start at. and then you copy the link so that it goes direct. When they press that link, it'll start at that 11 minutes 37 seconds.
And you
So you
can
really
edit that start.
directionalize it.
Sorry. If you miss by a couple seconds where you wanted to stop it, you can edit that start time.
Yes, good point. You can, if you just go to the end of it somewhere here, you'll see.
Oh, right down on the where you
Oh,
check the
down. Oh, you
box.
do it down there. Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. So 39 and then copy. You might need to update. I wonder if you need to update it then again. You'd want, anyway, we always would be testing it before, but that's a good point, actually doing it down that way as well, Erin. Thanks.
So do you think would you be interested in something that speeds up the healing process or that reduces the time? I wonder which language is stronger.
Well, I suppose in some ways you'd ask, because they're such great questions. And another question you could throw in is something it wouldn't be a question, you'd almost say, gosh, it must be, people must find, or women must find it tricky when they're having to spend however long they've said with their face looking terrible when everyone's so busy nowadays.
Yeah.
They go, yeah. And you say, well, would it be great if there was a way for them to actually get through that unsightly phase faster? But use whatever language they do. And I think the thing would be, have the questions clear that you want to ask, but don't script it.
No.
You know.
It is, I think you're right. I think just have the questions and then you're waiting for them to respond, which is the nice thing, because like as soon as you go and ask them a question about exactly what they're doing, they've got your attention. Where if you're trying to sell them something, the wall goes straight up, because they get people trying to sell them stuff every day. You've just sold them something that is going to benefit or shown them something that's going to benefit their business. And so then their ears are like, oh, what's this? And,
And you'd say things like, this could give you an edge over other clinics or whatever they call themselves around. And that's where the Adam Shiner photos would be great, because when they talk about, then you could point and say, well, have a look at this. Look at this is without the patch, and this is without them activating stem. And then, so I suppose the other thing is, then you'd say, so do you know that you'd be aware of the role that stem cells play in helping to hit the body to heal?
That's good too. Yeah.
And they will go, oh yes, and say, did you know there's a natural way for people to boost their stem cells to help them heal faster and to reduce inflammation? Oh, actually, that would be, so you use all those kind of keywords that they're going to are going to be issues for them. And then with them, you'd have a look at the photos and get them oohing and ahhing and going, oh my God, that's so amazing. And then, and say, look, this is, I'm a distributor of this product. It's got a 20-year, the company's 20 years old, it's patented, the results are extraordinary. We're looking for salons to partner with.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
And so, who would be the best person here to chat to? And, I can go through more detail, do a business presentation if they're interested, and then leave them that thing but book in a time for the follow-up rather than just leaving it open.
Yeah, it's actually very simple and upfront to say that we're looking for companies to partner or businesses to partner with. That feels very clean.
Yeah,
because it's true. I mean, that is it, really, isn't it? We are looking to partner. Where it's going to be a win-win. And so in some ways, almost and maybe this is, when I say it and feel it, it's kind of a nice mindset or energy shift in a way. It's rather than going in to sell product or to enroll them, we're going in to partner with them, and it's almost like you're a rep. It's not MLM, you're just a rep doing the round, saying here's something that's going to be valuable for your business. Do you want to take a look at it?
Yeah, it feels more collaborative.
And that's one of the places I sort of stumble is, I guess, officially we're not a distributor because we're an independent partner, but nobody understands what that is.
Semantics.
So
I wouldn't stumble with that because
No.
no one cares. Yeah.
Because, I mean, everybody keeps trying to work out like a different way to say you're an MLM,
Yeah.
just, I mean, yeah, my sense is that we're brand partners. So, we are partnering.
And we do distribute.
Yeah, yeah.
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 But if
So,
you say partner, people think that you have to invest. Well, I mean, obviously it's an investment, but it sounds like it's more of a business structural investment, whereas distribute, people get that language, don't they?
Yeah.
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 and the
I
great
think
thing,
so.
is where can you get enough product, $3,000 Australian to start up the business, because you get them to buy the premium pack, and straight away, you can you can increase your income by selling back to the clients at retail. So
So,
there is a lot of actually good benefits to go to those people and show them. Yeah.
so you would talk to them about retail then, about, selling
Just
directly?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the chiropractors do. So they get it for the wholesale price, and then they sell it. So they get it, say, for $5 a patch, and they sell it for $10 a patch.
That's
And
interesting. So you don't talk to them about setting their people up for monthly
No.
when you get to the
So-
business?
No. So what what the chiropractors do, so Simon and whatever his name was, Ben, that we came under with Liz, they always started just selling the patches by patch, here's buy half a dozen, whatever, however many was they were doing, and they would sell them as Gaz is saying, retail. And then Simon said after a while, when people were loving it, they'd either say, is there a way I can get these, buy them in bulk and get them cheaper? Or he would say to them, if you want to get them cheaper, here's what, and then they would sign them up as a brand partner or a customer.
the receptionist would do that. So the doctor would have the session, and then the receptionist would sign them up on the way out. Yeah. Did very well for them.
Yeah. So it's good cash flow for them, buying wholesale, selling retail, and it fits their existing business model too, because I'm sure all these clinics, they'd be, selling all the creams and blah blahs that you'd be putting on your face after you've had it burnt off. So they'd be buying everything wholesale and selling retail. So it's just another product that they sell.
It's interesting because the two people I've talked to who have a business, they've been one person shows, pretty small businesses, so they wouldn't have been able to afford premium.
Yeah,
And
no,
so that
look,
wasn't
I don't think they don't have to do premium.
No, they don't have to.
No.
No.
But I'm thinking the area where Liz lives, where there's quite a bit of money around, and a lot of women who do spend a lot of money making themselves look gorgeous, those clinics would possibly do pretty well, and therefore premium could make sense. But they could come in at anything and just have, have stock on hand. Yeah, yeah.
And of course, thinking about the acupuncture clinics, because of course TCM is, that one of the thoughts that I had was with the acupuncture clinics is that, of course, you go away and you've got herbs, but if there was also a way that you could keep stimulating a specific point that is going to keep the healing going whilst, until we get to see you again, that's where, the person could be sold 10 patches or something for the next 10 days, put them on pericardium 6 or whatever, and it supports their healing until they come back, because you can't give them a needle to shove in there.
No, look, I think you're right, but and it matches with the putting the little stud over it, which then but the fact is, I've spoken to a couple of TCM people. We tend to be purists, and they don't want to do anything else.
No.
So I've moved away from TCM and I think I'll just go for the beauty stuff in the gyms, because people are looking for, and there's already more measurable results in terms of things to quote them. Yeah, TCM, it's a little bit harder to break into.
Yeah, I agree. I think for practitioners, there's a whole other level of research they're likely to, I mean, Wendy, you could speak to this, you know, but you are more likely to really feel the need to check it all out really thoroughly. Not that the others don't, but
I think the other thing too is that people are practitioners tend to be, and I know I was, much more solicitous of people's budgets. Whereas if people come in
Yeah.
for a face thing, it's like, you know, it's such a discretionary spend. I'm
yeah,
assuming that, you know, they can up the ante with, oh, and this cream will, you know, you'll glow in the dark. It's like, great, I'll take two.
yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah, just it is discretionary. Yeah, it's a whole other mindset. So I
Yes.
think that. So so Bella, if you want to I'm happy to have a play with you on putting together a little flyery thing that we then can all
Thanks, Bella.
customize and use, because it is something, because we've got a lot of them around, of course, Byron.
Yes.
You know, a lot
Spas,
of and yeah,
spas,
and the
spas,
Gold
spas.
Coast. You know, the Gold Coast is where we really want to start to target as well, because there's a lot of plastic and stuff up
A lot of
there.
plastic.
A lot of plastic. up
Lot of
there.
Microplastics everywhere. Yeah.
Well, actually, that's the other thing. When I spoke to, you know, when I originally spoke to Tim about doing other things with him, and that's why I haven't gone back to him about the patches. But again, very research based. But I do think there are probably some plastic surgeons who focus more on the facial cosmetic side who would be open to this. And there's one that I've got in mind whose wife I know. I know him a little bit. And I think he'd be much more open to this being something that he'd market. I mean, all his nurses wear pink. Like it's a whole scene,
Yeah,
Hawthorne, you know, and I think that all these blonde bombshells would be coming in there. And so the same stuff that I would show to a beauty therapist is the stuff I would take to him. Whereas
yes,
if I spoke to Tim, I would take a whole other angle. It'd be much
Yeah.
more medical, and that's just really slow.
much slower. Yeah, go for the low hanging fruit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So do you ever talk to them about other benefits other than sort of the surface with those type of places? I guess I'm trying to figure out how you would I can see where they would pull it in for sort of like the plastic surgeon was talking about, you know, 2 weeks before and 6 weeks after or whatever, but I'm just wondering how you know, if you drop something in about converting them or that it can be a long-term thing or, you know, any ideas on that?
Well, I think the thing would be that those salons are not they would care about that only because it's an ongoing sale.
Yeah.
So I think possibly what we could all explore would be, once you're in the door and they're using them for the peels, then we could say, and people will be loving them and they'll be going, and it's so weird, but I'm sleeping better and my energy's better, you know, all that other stuff will flow from it. Then I suppose the next stage of the conversation with the clinic is to say, look, the health benefits of these are blah blah blah, so much more than what they've started with, and that might be where the conversation would be about the clinic signing them up as a with their own customer account, as a next step. But I think trying to do too much in that first step is going to confuse it, and
Yeah.
just keep it really simple. Like, how do we heal faster so I can go out and get back to work and not look like a scary clown?
They'll once they start getting results, then they'll call you back or you call them back
Yeah,
in a
because you'll be
couple of
tracking
weeks.
with them.
And then you go, do you want to understand a bit more? They go, yeah, because all these people are coming in saying blah, blah, blah. So that's like, it's
a great next step, actually.
It is a great next step, I think, and it definitely is a next step, because you're wanting that space to follow up. That seems to be the key in everything, is the follow up. And then, you know, a few days, a few weeks, and a month.
And I think too, when they see that initial dramatic shift, then you can change the conversation towards beauty being from the inside out, because they'll all be into the supplements and how much water you're drinking, and they'll get all that kind of those concepts will make sense to them. So then you can expand it into the beauty from the inside out sort of
yeah,
conversation.
that's a great point. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But hit them with the visible first
Mm.
for healing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
You know,
like the
I
wounds.
hit him with everything first, you know, which is my problem.
Yeah, well, I think
It's
actually,
true.
yeah, and I think that's
That's a good
that is
point.
such a great
Yeah,
awareness because,
yeah.
you know, a confused mind doesn't make a decision.
Yeah.
So working out what's the first chunk that they can, you know, they can digest and understand and like, and oh, they get a taste for it, then what's the next piece for them along that journey rather than, you know,
Yeah.
fire hosing on them.
It is leaving them wanting more,
Yeah.
because then the next time they ask you rather than you have to ask them.
Mm.
And sometimes it takes a little while, which I've experienced with a few people. And yeah, it's just
No, go on, just keep going. Oh, I didn't want to interrupt you.
yeah, with the chap who I was working with on a job, and I talked to him briefly about it, but then didn't say any more, and then just let it go. And then he came back a week later and he goes, "Oh yeah, about what those things you were talking about?" So I talked to him a little bit more, then stopped, and then let it go, and then and that. And so it took quite a few weeks because he'd come and go, come and go, come and go. And then he rang up one Sunday and said, "Oh, Gaz, I'd like to get some of those patches." I said, "Sure." So and all I sent him was a health tracker. And it just took, like he kept asking me. I didn't keep asking him, "Oh, have you thought about those patches yet?"
Because it's, you know, that's that distinction. People hate being sold to,
Mm,
but we like buying.
mm,
And so when you allow them to take the lead, which is
Mm.
what you did with him,
mm,
he didn't feel like he was being sold to. He was being offered information, and then he made the decision
yeah.
to buy.
Mm,
I guess
Yeah,
so. A lot of the people that I'm talking to are going to be more one-off type things. So that's
Ah.
where, yeah, I'm.
one off in what way? How do you mean?
So I just went to a pet food store, and the woman was really helpful, the cashier. So I went out to the car, and then I said, I'm going to go back in and tell her about patches. So I did. And I said, you know, if you, I wanted to share this with you. You were so helpful. And so she gave me her phone number. So I sent her both the pet thing because we were talking about pets and the health tracker. I
Yep,
don't know if
right.
that was too much
No, I think
because
that's good. Context made sense.
because when I talk to people about pets, you know, that feels like the in, but it's sort of like it's also good for you. So it's, you know, again, I may be giving them too much information at that point.
Yeah.
mm,
Yep. Yep. Get them excited about what it'll do for their pet.
mm.
And once they've made that kind of decision for themselves that it's something they want to try, then you can talk about the other part of it. Yeah.
And I think it is always asking the question. So, what's really important to you about your pet? You know, its health and you know, like as you start to get them talking about what's important for them, and then you fit in, like, you know, a huge amount of information, but you fit in a little bit of information based on that answer they've just given you, and then you answer it with another question. And then you just keep feeding it that way, so that, and I know Onyx and that sort of people, they give a little bit and then they stop, and then a little bit more and then they stop, and that's it. You just got to keep doing that. And because I used to go "Bleh," and give
I'm still
heaps
in
of
that
info,
stage.
and it was just like, you know, they just looked at me
Yeah.
and think, what's an amino acid, or
That's
blah blah blah. Yeah, what's a peptide? And yeah, it was like they just turned off then because they had no idea what I was talking about, and it had no relevance. Meant a hell of a lot to me,
Yeah.
but it meant nothing to
wasn't
them,
what they wanted.
even though they wanted to be healed.
Yeah, I just want to share
Yeah.
because I know the others will be watching this back. So when you talk about Onyx, Onyx is a very senior person. She's one of the top earners in LifeWave. We are somewhere way down in her business, and she's really lovely and down to earth. So if you want to, she did a great session for the whole team last year sometime. So to find that, you go to your resources. Well, actually, hang on, if I go to the resources page, team trainings, click here to access the full YouTube list. So this is where this replay will be as well. And this one here, team training with Onyx Cole, 4th of February.
That was
So
really
this year, God, it seemed like it was a lot longer ago.
yeah.
That's a really great one where she talks about she just keeps loving on them, just keeps sharing, no attachment, and when people are ready, then they buy. This is also a great one with that Gayla did for our team back in July last year, where she shared her story, her amazing
Oh, wow.
healing story of her son who had traumatic brain injury from an accident, and what happened with that. So yeah, this is a great resource. This is where all of our team training videos and any other really good ones that I find will sit. So that's for, I know most people on here know where that is, but for the newer people to go back. Just wondering if in terms of healing, are people okay with some gory pictures? Because I've got the photos of this woman.
She goes,
Yes, this woman. So if anyone who's watching the replay, if you don't like gore, now's the time to close your eyes because it is pretty graphic. So she's
finger.
yeah, but it's better, I reckon, than your finger. So she sent these through, and I pulled them into a little summary. So as you'd remember the story, she had a skin melanoma removed, which turned out not to be a melanoma after all. And when they took the stitches out, the wound completely fell open, and it actually happened back in May. So the first photo she sent me was June. So she was going to the wound clinic twice a week for them to change the dressing and to do stuff with it. And you can see June to July, what's that, about 4 weeks? Not much change really when you look at what is going on. I met her, had the conversation, and told her about the patch. 2 days after she'd put on the X39, look at the difference between that. It was so marked that the nurse at the wound clinic said, "What have you done since I saw you last?"
That's amazing.
Isn't it amazing? And then this is the most, there's another more recent one, but this was after another week of it. And so every time she would go back to the wound clinic and she'd say, "How long until I can get back in the pool?" Because she does water aerobics and blah, blah. She's in her late 70s. They'd say, "Oh, 6 weeks, 6 weeks." So it had been 6 weeks every time she went. And when I spoke to her, when she sent through the latest photo, and she said, when I saw them on Monday, they said, "I'll be back in the pool by mid-August." So that's what, 2 weeks, a week, maybe, actually even.
And where was she wearing it, or was she triangulating, or what was she doing?
No, she was just wearing them. So she started, I got her to wear 2 X39s because it was so extreme. And so she did that, and it was interesting. She did that for the first week, I think. And then she said, "I think I might just try one." And I said, "Okay, that's fine." And when she went back after she'd done just one for the 3 days or 2 days and went back to the clinic, the nurse said to her, "Oh, it's not looking as good. I think you should start doing 2 of them again." And then, so she then double patched again, and she just put them, I think she had one kind of up here and one there over, she had, this was all obviously all bandaged normally. So she just put them close to the site. But isn't that amazing, that contrast?
Yeah.
That is phenomenal. That is so scary where that started. Like that's kind of
Gross.
gangrene amputation kind of
It's
heading.
looking
If it's
bad.
not going to heal after how long?
That was May. So that, I think that was possibly after about maybe a month, 3 or 4 weeks. I think.
Wow, that's kind of not going to go
From what I
anywhere.
understand. Yeah.
Otherwise, is it? Like
No.
yeah, it hasn't got your bits to be able to knit and clear. Yeah, not happening at all.
That's what she said, that the nurse was so amazed about, was she said, "You can see here it's starting to fill in, whereas here it wasn't. There was tiny little bits here, but not much, but really filling in." And then look at that, from quite a deep chasm to virtually nothing.
Is that a
So,
leg? Is that a calf?
it's her calf.
The calf.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So she, the wound clinic are interested, so we'll I'm going to follow up with them. But this is also, I possibly won't share this in the Facebook group just because
Mm.
it is pretty gross and people might get a bit triggered by it. But I'm happy to, I'll put it into our messenger group. So if you want to use this for anything to do with wound healing, it's a really great one. And you know, oh, I know, I did ask her, she's 78 because I wasn't sure how old she was, and she said she was 78.
Mm.
So, you know, just shows age doesn't make any difference once you start getting the stem cells working and reducing the inflammation.
You remember ages ago, David Schmidt said something about with the second X39, you're really only getting you're not doubling your effectiveness, you're only getting about an extra 20%, but that extra 20% clearly makes a huge difference.
Well, I think that's assuming you're not in an acute or chronic situation.
Yeah.
This is kind of acute. Yeah. So anything that's acute, you would double patch.
Oh, I
And
didn't realize you meant
Gayla's
that.
video,
Okay.
Yeah. Gail, yeah, that's right.
she had 3 or 6
Yeah.
Who was that?
Patches on
Sorry, I missed
Sammy.
that.
on Sammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it made a massive difference.
Yeah.
The video, you just got to watch that video. It's
Yeah.
extraordinary. And so even David Schmidt, I've got a recording where he does Q&As, and he talks about, you know, 2 patches. It's a little bit of diminishing returns, as he calls it. But he said there are times, and he didn't get into it, but he said where you will use multiple patches. And so glutathione, say for people have a sore throat, so put one either side of the sore throat, and he said, you know, within 10-15 minutes the throat's gone. So, and sometimes he's also talked about 3 glutathione patches, and he said saved his life. He doesn't go into it. I don't know what happened, but he said it was huge. So you can use more than one patch of the same kind, and as for acute or sometimes just to break the back of something chronic.
But there'd always be the exception.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To be patching that way.
Yeah, it's not something you have to do all the time. Generally, once enough.
No. So yeah, good question though. And that those photos are pretty amazing. So Woofstock. It really appeals. So what's the format of it? Is it like lots of little booths or?
Yeah, it's lots of little booths. It's everything from there's a pet costume contest to adoptions to various vendors that are there. So everything dog related.
So we're looking forward to meeting your new puppy when you come home with it.
I love to visit puppies. I'm not getting up in the middle of the winter to walk them.
No, that's true. Actually, it's a whole other thing. Okay, so I wouldn't be leaving the business cards because once they go to the website, you know, as we've talked about before, you've lost them. So I think it would be that you would send them ask if you can text them a link. And maybe the link is to the PDF of the
health tracker.
The health tracker or the puppy, you know, the puppy thing might be the go. Because and then say, look, I'll send this through and then I'll follow you up in, you know, mid next week because you'll be busy, you know, you'll have a lot to tie up after the event. And then follow up with them. Because that way you want to have their details. And you could take the laminated version of the puppy of the animal one to to kind of show them to have a look at. They'll be busy and may not have time, but at least there's some visuals that could catch their attention. But then I suppose maybe it depends when you talk to them what angle they're then interested in, and so keeping notes obviously after each person you speak to will be important because after a while they'll all blur if you're chatting to lots of different little stalls, different people. And so some of them, it might be you'd send them the health tracker because it might be more about them, or you would send them perhaps a link to a digital version of the animal flyer.
There's also the one I sent, or I found Mary sent to Netta, which is in the energy enhancer um, scientific.
Oh yeah, I've copied it into our messenger group about the ice wave.
No, energy enhancer. it
Oh,
was.
sorry, energy enhancer for horses.
For horses. So basically, it's a study. I think study number 12 it is in there about the energy enhancers, and they did this on 360 or 380 horses that all had chronic pain. All of the horses, bar one, in 5 minutes or something incredible like this, were pain free. The one that wasn't took 10 minutes. It was like a tiny amount. Never saw it and jumped through the roof. She loved it, which is fantastic. But it showed like 380 horses. Like if it's doing that by just putting the patch on, and it's a very quick response, then they didn't have pain.
So I suppose again, it depends if there's so are you thinking, Erin, that you're looking for some of these little stores to become brand partners so that they then on sell to whoever their customers
Yeah.
are? Is that
So, I mean, at this point, they don't have all the tables or booths are filled, so I couldn't get a booth or something.
Mm,
But I thought I would, walk around and talk to people.
yeah. Yeah, we did that when we went up to the Mind Body Spirit in Brisbane a few months ago, and it was a great way to do it. Just go and have a look at what people are doing, and then engage in conversation, and then say, "Do you know about it? What do you
Yeah.
you find that opening line for them?"
Yeah, and again, you'd use the thing. So what's some of the major issues you deal with in your day to day with animals, and then they're going to talk to
Or
you.
your customers are having
Yeah.
issues.
Oh, and wow, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, I have my animal. So you do the back and forward, and then they go, oh, what do you sell? Oh, well, I've got these, and so then off you go from there. So you just
Mhm.
keep asking questions that's important for them, and then you talk.
Yeah. Just one thing too about sending links. So now when we send out our tracker, I don't send the actual tracker in a text because it's quite large. I send it as I've loaded it up onto our website, which you can, if you're using Google Drive, you would do it in exactly the same way. So I'm just trying to find my, where the link is. This is LifeWave link, our tracker. Okay. I'll show you again. So it's just easier to send people a link that they can then access the document. So you can see here, and I've just created a tiny URL for it because it just makes it easier. So I copy and paste that into the text, and I say to them, look, I'll send you a link. You'll be able to download and have a look at this tracker or this summary info document. I call it, and I always say, and it's got some fabulous before and after photos, which we always love. So I get them kind of a little bit curious about what it's going to be. And then I send it to them. And when they click on the link, if I paste it in here now, so it says tiny URL, but what it does is it takes them to our Kajabi site, which is where I've loaded this up. So if you did the same thing and you loaded your tracker into your Google Drive and just created a tiny URL for that document in the Google Drive, then you could do it in exactly the same way, which keeps it nice and neat. And there are lots of different tiny URLs. I just use tiny URL, but there's a whole lot of ones that shorten it. So that seems to be quite a clean and clear and simple way to be sending it through to people. And I also now do this also in often in the emails. If I'm emailing someone, I'll send them the link because again, it's not a big attachment. And if it's an attachment, it can get caught up more in junk.
That's great because the interaction I had yesterday, I got there, that text, the number, and I tried to text it and it wouldn't go through. And I think it was because they had Android and my iPhone wasn't working with their Android. So then I had to ask them for an email, which luckily
Yeah,
they were interested enough to send me. So then I could
yeah,
send
Yeah,
them. So
that's
this
good.
is this
yeah,
is great.
Yeah.
yeah, yep. So that seems to be working really well. So does that make sense to everyone about how you'd use your Google Drive?
I have no idea how to use Google Drive. I get what you're saying. I just get very lost in Google and Google Drive. So obviously I need to set up a folder within Google Drive that's for these things. Is that what you're saying? And it sits in there.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
And then and so I can help you set that up, Bella. We can do it, and we might video it as we do it, and create a little Zoom, and then we can share that as a resource for others, because not
Thanks.
everyone will be able to.
Yes,
You know,
please,
hasn't
step by
done it
step.
before. Yeah,
It's because you're a fox, you don't have opposable thumbs. It
yeah,
makes
that's
it
right.
very
Makes it very
It's
tricky.
true. It's tricky.
Yeah,
I've got a
yeah,
very clever nose, though.
you do. Hilarious nose. The other thing I wanted to check, so this was when we did the thing the other week, this was the sign up form that I created. What I'm thinking is I'll add that to our forms page. I'll leave it, but I'll take out the unlock your light, because that just kind of fitted in with the vibe that we were doing, which may not fit in with everyone else's. But is it helpful to have that as a, actually I'll make it an editable form, so that you can then go in and edit it and just print it out rather than having to create it. So I'll add that into that document as well.
Mm.
So Erin, does that kind of give you some ideas?
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. When is it?
End of September. It's not
Oh,
Okay.
not
all right.
imminent.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, happy to play with any ideas or putting together any different kind of flyery bits. And if you want a version, because I had a play around with the pet one that you and I first created, and then I've kind of moved them around. So let me know if you want to have that because it had more pictures on the front as well as the back.
Yes, yeah, I like that.
Okay. Just remind me, and we'll update it.
Also, maybe a little update on the boxing
Oh yeah.
side of things.
Thank you.
Yeah. So had a text back from him during the week. And he said that because Wednesday was the big slump day, and he said Wednesday was my 10 out of 10 day. He said, I've never felt so amazing. Sunday, I had a call from him saying that his coach is really interested in learning more about them. So we're going to make some time, maybe this week or next week, to go and chat to the coach. And so I will let you know how that goes and what it is that the coach was interested and curious in. But the beautiful thing about it is that he has seen the difference in our friend, and he's become interested. So I haven't had to go and sell. Now, the nice thing will be that from here, we've got a bit of a template that we can share with you guys, and then you can take this to other gyms. This is what's happened. You could do the same. Pick one boxer, one sleeve of energy enhancer, something simple, because you're going to see a result, because they're always tired, and then we'll add X39, X49 to that, and then energy enhancers, then you'll just use during competition or whatever.
But that's the only thing he's using, not X39 at all. Started
No,
straight
just energy
on the C7.
No, and so the beautiful thing, he also, because we gave him a couple of points, so here on the wrist.
Oh, because he's boxing.
Yeah, free boxing, because you can put it in the glove.
Oh, right.
Down there, and also on the sides, on the insides of the ankles, on what's that, kidney 3,
yeah,
between the ankle and the Achilles tendon there. So tried them there. He tried them there one day, and then the wrists the other, and he found for him the wrists gave him more energy than the ankles.
So he wears them as a pair
Yeah, it's, you know, the energy enhancer.
It's a
tannin
two.
Oh, that's right. It's
patch
the,
system.
yeah, it's the tan and the white. I forgot. Right. Okay.
Yeah, two patch
Yeah,
system.
it's like
So,
ice wave.
so which was beaut. I mean, Mary did this
I'll show you
fantastic
this form while you're still
thing.
chatting.
But we gave him the 2 points and then to play, and he was so like he was noticing differences over the 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I think it was, wasn't it? So then he goes, oh, I'm going to try it here. I'm going to try it on my ankles, and then noticed and then logged it. So he's got a whole log. So this is what Mary created, and he's logged every day when he wore them, when he didn't wear them, what happened.
So does he wear them for the 12 out, 12 on, 12 off, the same pattern? It's just
he'd
not
go to
only
work.
when he's training.
No,
No,
because he works as a
Carpenter.
carpenter as well, so he's doing physical stuff.
Oh, yep, right.
So what we set up was this was the week when he noticed his, you know, kind of to track the different times during the day when he was training, what his cardio endurance was like and what his stamina was like, and then to make any notes. And what we ended up doing was, and I haven't got it here, but he was patching Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think the first week. So he was filling those out on those patch days. And then on the no patch days, he then didn't patch for 4 days because we wanted to give him a contrast. And then he started patching again on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the next week. Or did he leave that week? I can't remember now. We'd have to
I think he
back
did
through our
1 week
notes.
all patches on, then the next week was patches off. But anyway, I have to
I
look
can't
at the
remember.
notes. Yeah, I can't remember.
So, and we said to him, you know, really keep a track of this because you know, it'll help you notice just out of 1 out of 10. And he's been really diligent with it apparently.
yeah.
So it'll be great to catch up with him. So
He's
once we-
noticed his mood's different, you know,
brain fog is
different.
basically his
It's only,
20s.
early 20s, and he's just fit. You know, he's 6'4", he's huge, and he's as fit as anything. And like you should see him. He's such a happy camper. It's really good. So we'll get that information. We can share it with you guys, and you can do the same because this is
It's a good template.
it's a great template to play.
That's really good information to take to like other gyms or things to go like, this is one fella that we know, this is what he did, and you go like, whoa, shoes, or what they're lifting or what they're doing. You've got to have some data because they're so data driven.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
Did you give him a sleeve, or did he buy a sleeve from you?
No, we gave him a sleeve.
Yeah,
And
cool.
we did that just because we said we really
want
to
some
get
information,
info,
and
so if you're happy
that's
to-
great. You get that partnership going because like I'm helping, he's helping
Yeah,
you. I'm
exactly.
gonna, you know.
Exactly right. So he was really happy to collaborate, and you know, he knew it was going to be a win-win, and so it worked. Yeah, you know, for
beautiful.
the cost of the sleeve, it's
well worth it. You're
really
gonna
great.
be able to use that
All
information.
of us to have that.
So that's only 2 weeks then, if you give them a sleeve.
Yep.
Because it's double. Yep.
Yep. Which is really long enough to get with energy enhancer. That's more than enough time to notice if it's working or not.
He noticed it the next day.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then he goes, and like he rang up his phone call. Anyone's so excited. He goes, but I'm not going to, you know, this could have just been one of those funny
One of
glitches,
those
you know,
days.
but we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
And then, but he's, you know,
he sounds delightful.
He's gorgeous.
he's a lovely.
He's Emma's nephew.
Emma's nephew.
One of the fellas that
yes,
came.
you came from the retreat.
Oh, yes.
They're gorgeous boys.
Beautiful.
Well,
Yes,
whichever one that was. He was a really cute one, wasn't he?
He's the very tall one.
Yeah.
Very tall one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Buster's
yeah.
the very cute one.
Yeah.
Buster's the handsome.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's now living out here.
Oh,
So he was very happy to
oh,
play.
sweet. Nice.
So we'll get him to, you know, I'll get him on video talking about it. And all, you know, he'll be happy to do all of that as well. He said
that would be great to be able to take to people who are in the fitness. Yep. Yeah, cool.
I forgot you now. Yeah, that's good.
It's gorgeous.
So actually, if you're doing off days, you can do 3 weeks, I'm thinking. So that's probably why you've got a 3 week.
Oh, that's right.
schedule.
Yes, that's why there were 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we wanted him to have a break and see what he noticed.
Yeah.
And really, you know, we can set all these things up however, whatever seems intuitively to make sense for the situation that whoever we're talking to, we can always brainstorm and come up with.
Even with the skin clinics, you know, you could say, look, you know, do what I was saying to before, and then go, is there a patient that you'd be interested, you know, even give them a sleeve, or
I reckon they're a business. They'll
yeah,
buy it.
actually they'll buy it.
I
Yeah,
don't think you need to. I think for Lou it's different because he's
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, but I
yeah,
was thinking if
they're a business. No one else would give them. You
no,
know,
I know.
a
Yeah,
sample.
that's true.
And you know, if they said, well, could you give us a couple of to sample? I think we talked about this one of the other
Yeah.
days.
Well,
We
that's
now
true.
say,
Could
well,
do that, yeah.
there's no point because if we gave you 2 vitamin C's, you wouldn't notice any difference. So it's the same for this.
Mm.
Then if we're talking to them about like a quick thing for like peels for rapid healing for that, so they kind of like will be looking for that though, won't they? Like in a few days. And
Well,
Yeah.
though, what Shiner does is he starts them. Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah,
I think
2
it's
weeks
2
before.
weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So he does them
procedure.
2 weeks before they start patching. Then they patch during it, and I don't know maybe they do 2 months all up. I can't remember the detail of it.
Yes, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Yeah, 6 or 8
yeah.
weeks
Yeah.
after.
Still a cheap thing for people. Like they're
Yeah.
getting a face peel done, and God knows how much that's costing, and two sleeves of X39. It's not bad.
Which
to
is
get
interesting, isn't it? Because if you
recovery.
think about the collagen's not kicking in until month 3, so that's clearly not what's doing anything. It'll be the reduction in the inflammation and
That's
I
right,
suppose some
yeah.
of the stem cells starting to wake up a
Just
bit
healing.
and just helping.
It's just healing, like that woman's leg.
Yeah, I mean, how wild is
How
that?
old is that after 2 days?
She put it on. I went around there 3 o'clock. We put them on, and that was on the Monday, and it was Thursday morning. She was back at the clinic where they took it off.
Mm.
So,
Pretty amazing.
So
really?
one more. I was thinking there's a prep school up the street,
Mm.
and so they've got money. Um, and I was trying to figure out, their sports teams and getting them into energy enhancer and that type of thing. But I wasn't sure if I probably can't go talk to the kids as much, but I didn't know about the coach. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get to talk to the coach
And that would be great because you've got all of that data from Richard Quick and the Olympic team. So that's all there with Energy Enhancer. And it seems like American colleges are much more about sport. Well, I suppose maybe ours are here too.
Oh, colleges are huge.
But in American college sports stuff seems to be a massive thing. So or I was saying, Gaz and I were chatting the other day and we're saying, even local football or soccer teams or, whatever, baseball in the States, any of those teams. Putting together an approach based on the Richard Quick story. And I think that would be.
And where is that? Do we have that story around? I don't know that I've found that.
I've also I just pulled together a document, which I haven't shared with Mary yet, on the energy enhancer, which has got a list of sports people who use it, Ian Thorpe and David
Phelps.
Beckham and Phelps,
Phelps,
all these Venus Williams, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Olympians. So they're all there. But then taking the out of the 13 or 14 studies that are looked at, taking the conclusions and the abstracts out of the clinical studies, because it just gives you, this is what they tested, this is what happened. And so it goes through so many different areas and it's just in a few pages.
Well, that'd be a great thing we could link to,
Yeah.
create a generic
so
link we
I
could
can share that. Yeah, I'll share that with you guys. It's just so simple. It's amazing actually when you read the studies.
So where do we find? Okay, so if we go to playlists and athletes, which are somewhere.
Sports
performance, sports, exercise, and athletics. Actually, better way to.
Yeah. So X49 elevate.
Full playlist is the easier way to see it. Okay, there we go. I think he tells the story
Yes, that's the
military
one.
to
Yep,
Olympics. I think
that's
he
the one.
talks about it in there. This is another one where it's someone's talking about it.
Yeah,
Um,
those two are the best ones that I've looked at.
That's a longer one, so I wouldn't be surprised if he might talk about it there. Another one, Olympics. So yeah, have a look through these ones. Are I think Aaron on the sports, exercise, athletic playlist.
And I guess the other thing I'm looking at is just the transition from energy enhancer to X39, X49, and talking to them about, you know, how that.
Yeah.
So again, I suppose the main thing would be that energy enhancer that's for
Day of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
what we're thinking. So
performance.
when we talk to the gym, the boxing gym guy, thinking is that we will. So we went with energy enhancer with Lewis to get the proof because it's
Yeah.
we know there'll be results. So you know you could do it if that's your entry point. But then what we're going to talk to the gym guy about is that what he would want to have his guys on all the time is 39-49 to get that extra strength, stamina, muscle grip, lean muscle mass, all that. You know, I've got those pictures in there in the Facebook group. And so that would be their foundation for training. And then when they're actually competing, then they energy enhance.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, it's the energy in the cell and the conversion conversion of energy and weight loss, which is like X49 is, you know, over the 2-month study, people got increase, they got an increase in weight loss and they got an increase in strength, and that was shown across all the studies. So the X39-49 is building the base and keeping the foundation solid, and then energy enhancer is giving the boost when you really need it, but that is being supported already by the base that the patches give.
Yeah.
So the energy enhancer will work even more efficiently and effectively once you have,
because they'll be at a higher level.
Yeah, there'll be more energy in the mitochondria, there'll be more ATP in the body, all those sorts of things that people love to hear when you're a doctor.
And so in the well, they're not, they'll be the coaches,
you know, when they're looking at training things,
so in our Facebook group, if you search for X49, then you can see where's the stuff there we go. So here's all the data for 2 months with X49, the kind of gain, how they build the body, benefits of the two. Now, this is a bit fuzzy and furry, so, you know, if it was something that we wanted to start to use, it'd be worth us, you know, if you were happy to say type it up, Aaron, we can format it and make it a nice crisp, better quality version of it. The body scans.
Yeah, it's all there.
It's great.
The 49 one's really because that's what all their studies was about.
This one's really crisp because I created it. I typed it up, so we can create really nice versions of the other stuff. So this was from the 2021 LifeWave conference. So yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, so great idea going to the trainers.
Thank you both. Good to see everybody. I'm gonna love you and leave you because I need to take Fancy Pants for a walk.
Oh, lucky little Fancy Pants.
At least you'll be able to see in the dark with your nose. So
just be careful. I
know. Have my little foxy.
It'll be like Rudolph.
Yes.
It's so hilarious. You're going to have to tell us whether you
don't know how to get it off.
Maybe once you leave, it'll forget it.
It'll be like that forever. You're like, this is your new.
This is your new
I
persona.
look so professional.
Yeah.
So you're in a.
Nettie will know how to take it.
A CIO
I don't think he does.
Oh no,
It's gone with the pig. I've gone to show Avatar, and it thinks this is me.
Well, you know, who do you know yourself to be? The universal question, a little piggy poo.
If the pork fits.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, well,
Yeah.
let's see who I am next. See who I am next time.
That's right.
I'll see you all. I'll talk to you before then. Great to see you, Wendy and Erin, and I'll see you in a fortnight.
Yeah,
See you here in a
likewise, Liz.
fortnight, and we've got our regular Monday nights and
Yes.
so
Thursday
we've got
mornings.
tomorrow morning. Is that tomorrow?
Yes,
Okay.
Thursday.
We do
Thank
Thursday.
goodness.
That's right, we do.
I may miss tomorrow for the tomorrow morning. I've
Okay.
got the family reunion going on.
Ah, yes, for
Like-
your mum. Ah, good. Well, we'll be sending loving thoughts.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah, that's true. Not so lovely, but lovely that it's a reunion, but not. I didn't realize I forgot. I'm a boy. What am I gonna do?
Must be time for us to leave.
I know.
Lovely to see you all. And
That's
you know,
tummy time.
if there's things in this that would be good to do more or less of or whatever, then let us know. And
But
you
no,
know,
it was very
encourage-
helpful. The strategy, the brainstorming kind of strategy stuff is really helpful because it breaks it down and makes it very doable.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, rather than trying to think it out and go around in our own brains.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, everyone. Sweet
I'm
dreams.
going.
That's
Bye.
it. Bye. Have a great day, Erin.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye now.